Good afternoon, children. Welcome to science online class. In the last class, we were learning about the types of motion. Under that, we studied the different types of motion. So now we shall continue in the last type of motion, that is oscillatory motion. Yes, we were learning about the chapter lesson number 6, measurement and motion. Under that, we studied the types of motion. So in the types of motion, children, just we will today we will recall what all we have studied about the types of motion, which are the types of motion, and then we'll move on to the further today's topic. Okay. So the first type of motion that we learned was the rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion. So an object is said to be in rectilinear motion if it changes its position along a straight line. Along a straight line. Example here we can give a car moving along a straight line. Straight line or path. Yes, so this is a rectilinear motion. An object is said to have a rectilinear motion if it changes its position along a straight line. The second one what we have learned was curvilinear. What is this? Curvilinear motion. So an object, if it moves from one position to another position along a curved path or a curved line, if the object moves along from A to B along a curved path, then that type of motion is called as curvilinear motion. Example here we can give a bus moving uphill. A bus moving uphill on a zigzag road. So this is the second type of motion. The third type of motion that we studied was rotation. Rotation. So an object is said to be in a rotation when it keeps on moving round and round and with along its own axis. Along its own axis. So then such type of movement is called as the rotation. Example we learnt was the potter's wheel. The next fourth one what we read was the revolution. This fourth type of motion, if the object moves around a central point, if the object moves around a central point changing its position, okay, nearly a circular path or oval shape, that type of motion is called as a revolution. Example, Earth revolves round the sun. Earth revolves around the sun. So this is the example of revolution. The next one we learnt was the circular motion. Circular motion. In the circular motion we read that if the object moves in a circular path around a central point, if it moves around a central point along a circular path, then okay, this is called as the circular path, then this is called as the circular motion. Here don't be confused with the revolution and circular motion, children. Your earth revolves around a central point, that is the sun, in an elliptical manner. It moves around the sun in a elliptical manner. It is nearly not a circular path, but it is an oval shaped or elliptical manner. Okay, so this is the difference. Moving as the object moves. Okay, here it moves in the elliptical manner and here it moves in a circular path. We gave the example of can you remember, a stone tied to a string, and we made this string to we hold the string, and when we move it, what happens? The stone moves round and round. When the stone moves round and round, and the motion we can observe here is in the circular path. So this type of motion we call it as a circular motion. And the next we read about was the periodic motion. Next what we read was the periodic motion. So the motion which repeats itself after a regular intervals of time. It is if it repeats after a regular interval of time, we call it as the periodic motion. Example, here we can give the motion of hands of a clock. Hands of a clock which repeats itself after each and every regular intervals of time. The next one was non-periodic motion. So exactly opposite to the periodic motion, the motion which does not repeat itself, after a regular interval of time. Example, a ball rolled on a floor, or a ball rolled on a floor. When we just roll the ball, it moves to a certain distance and it stops. So this type of motion, as we it does not repeat itself. Okay, just we have pushed the ball, it moved to a certain distance and it stops. So such type of motion which does not repeat itself after each regular interval of time, such type of motion is called as non-periodic motion. Example also we can give the kicking of a ball. Okay, so till these are the 7 types of motion that we have read in the last class, children. So now we'll move on to the today's topic, that is the last type of motion that you are going to study. Yes, now here we can observe a thread is suspended and is tied to a coin, and when it is suspended and it is fixed. Okay, now what happens here, children? Observe carefully. Now when it is fixed, when I made it to move, it acts like a pendulum of a clock. The pendulum of a clock, it is moving to and fro. So it is moving in a to and fro motion it is moving in a to and fro. It is coming here and going back. So this is called to and fro motion in the same path. You have to observe here is it moves to and fro motion in the same path. So this we can observe this in the pendulum of a clock also. And if we try it, if the coin is tied to a thread and it is made to move, here also we can observe the motion of the coin, that is, this is to and fro, again it comes back. So this type of motion, we call it as the oscillatory motion. We'll move on to the 8th type of, we read in the last class the 7 types of motion. So now we'll move on to the 8th type of motion, that is oscillatory motion. Just now we saw the example of a string tied to a coin, and when we made it to move, it moves to and fro motion. The same type of motion can be observed in the pendulum clock, children. This is the pendulum clock. Here we can observe the pendulum clock, it moves to and fro. Okay, it moves to and fro. So this type of motion, we call it as along a same path, along the same path. It moves in the same path. So this type of motion is called as oscillatory motion. An object is said to have oscillatory motion if it moves to and fro along the same path in a regular periodic way. So this type of motion we can observe in the ringing of the bell also. Here when you go to the temple, children, here in the, I think everyone have seen the bell. Okay, so in the bell you can observe when you strike the bell, what happens? It just strikes like this. It moves to and fro again. So the ringing of the bell in the temple. So this is also an example of oscillatory motion. And in the park, when we go to the park, we like to play the swing. We like to play the swing, children. Yes, the swing. So here the swing, the swinging, in the swing, as the child sits in the swing, it moves to and fro. It moves to and fro in the same path. Okay, when we sit, okay, and we play. So here a child moving on a swing. A child moving on a swing, ringing of a temple bell, and the swinging pendulum of a clock. So these three examples we can give. These are the three examples for oscillatory motion. Understood? So how can we define oscillatory motion? An object is said to have oscillatory. We call it as oscillatory motion if it moves to and fro. So this is called to and this is fro. To and fro along the same path. It is moving in the same path, children. It did not change the direction of its path. So along the same path. So this type of motion is called as oscillatory motion. Yes, how can we define oscillatory motion? An object is said to have oscillatory motion if it moves to and fro along the same path. Example, pendulum of a clock. Yes, that is the swinging pendulum of a clock. A child moving on a swing, a ringing temple bell. So these are the three examples of the oscillatory motion. Now we'll move on to the next topic. The last topic in this lesson you are going to learn about the, now we'll move on to the next topic, children. Now for example, now there is a cart, okay, a hand cart. I think everyone have seen the hand cart in which the vegetables will be kept and the person will be pushing that cart, okay, and he'll be moving, okay, and he'll be selling his vegetables and he'll be coming to your street and going to the another street. So this hand cart, okay, what happens, this the grocer, what he has done, he has put 10 kgs of onion, 10 kgs of the vegetables, that is the carrot, brinjal, etc. So in now what has happened, he is not able to push the cart forward. He is not able to push the cart forward. Now what happens when he is not able to push the cart? What he is going to do? He is going to call two more, now two or more people they have come to push the cart. So what they are doing now? They are pushing the cart. Okay. So now as the load is heavy, one person cannot push the cart. So two or more people had to help him to push the cart. So now what has happened now? The cart which was in position A, now it has moved to some distance B. So from here to here, the cart has been pushed. So here they are applying the force. The people, those who have come here to push the cart, they apply the force. Okay, so which force is being applied here, children? Push. Push is being applied so that the object moves from one position, that is from A, to position B. So here the application of the force is being applied on the cart so that it changes its position. Here they are applying the force, and what type of force it is? It is the push. It is the push. So now, for example, in your home, as we can observe in the changes in the seasons, what happens? The door will be jammed. Yes, you will not be able to open the door. So when you are not able to open the door, then what are you going to do? You will just call your mother. Yes, so your mother and you. So two people now. Okay. Two people are pulling what they are doing? They are opening the door. So now they are applying the force on the door so that to open the door. So when they are opening it, now as the force applied is more, as the application of force is being increased, as it is increased from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, now what happens? The door opens. As the door opens, okay, so as the door opens, now what they are going to do? They are going to pull it. Okay, so when they are going to pull it, the door opens and you can move outside. So here we can observe the application of the force. Here it is pull. Opening the door, here what is observed here? Opening the door, applying the force. The application of force it is in the form of pull. It is in the form of pull. So here it is in the form of push. Here it is in the form of pull. So making the heavy car to move from one place to another place. Here the push is being applied. Opening the door by two or more people and making it to open by pulling the door, by applying the force. Here application of force, by applying the force. So here the force is being applied in two cases. Okay, so now how can we define the force? Yes, so now we can therefore say that we can produce the motion. We can produce the motion in a body by push or pull applied to it. So a push or a pull is known as a force. How can we define the force, children? A push or a pull applied on an object is called as the force. So a force is a push or a pull applied to an object. So this is called as force. We can define the force in a force is a push or a pull applied to an object. So now this the force which is applied to an object, it has many effects, children. The effects of force. What are the effects of force? When we are applying the force to an object. Okay, when we are applying the force to an object, what are the effects we can observe in an object? For example, now there is a ball. You think there is a ball. Okay, this is a ball. Now I am applying a pressure. I am applying the force. When I apply the force, now the ball is in rest position. The ball is in rest position on the table. Imagine that the ball is on the table in a rest position. Okay. Now as I apply the force to the ball move towards certain distance and it stops here. Okay. So this is one type of effect of the force. When I apply the force, okay, when I apply the force, what I am doing here, I am making the ball to move forward. I am making the ball to move forward. So here I am producing the motion. The motion of the ball can be observed. So what is the first effect of force, children? To produce motion. To produce motion, that is the ball moving from one place to another place when we apply the force. So the same second one, yes, so when I am the second time when we take the same ball, okay, with the same ball I am going to explain. When I take the ball, children, now, yes, now I have applied the force. The ball is rolling. The ball is rolled and it is moving. And it is moving. Okay, now I have applied the force in this direction. When I apply the force in this direction, the ball is also moving in the same direction. Now what I am going to do, after some time, I'll change the direction. I'm applying the force in this direction now. When I apply the force in this direction to the ball with my hand, the ball which was moving in the straight position, now it has changed its position. It has changed the direction of the motion. So a ball which was moving in the particular direction, when I apply the force, we can change the direction of the motion of an object. So this is the second effect of the force. What we can do, children? This is the second effect. What is that? Change the direction. Change the direction of the motion. Okay. Now take the same ball. It is moving. Okay. Yes. Now the ball is moving. Now when the ball is in moving position, what I am doing, when I apply the force, I can make this ball to stop. When I apply the force to this ball, I can make the ball to stop. So here the third effect of force, what is that? Stop motion. Stop motion. A ball is moving. Okay. As the ball is moving, if I apply the force to that ball, we can make the ball to stop. So this is also the effect of force. So now the fourth one, yes, now when we take up the same ball and when we apply the force in such a manner that we apply the force and make it okay, so then what happens, it may change the shape and size. Yes, when we crush the ball, when I apply the force and I crush it, when I crush it, what happens? It changes its shape. The change, okay, when it changes in shape and size. We can also take one more example here to show the change in shape and size. You may take your mother when she prepares the chapati, children. She prepares the dough. After preparing the dough, she takes a little bit of dough and she rolls it. She rolls it in between the two palms. When she rolls it between the two palms, she'll get a round shaped, okay, round shaped, okay, dough. And that round shaped, how she got it round shape? By pressing it in between the two palms. So now the dough which was in irregular shape, first it was a irregular shape. As the force is irregular in shape, as the force is applied okay, by the two palms, now she got a round shaped ball. So this we can also give the example of change in shape and size of an object. Okay, so what is the fifth effect? Now you have seen the four effects of force. Now there is a car. Okay, it is moving at a certain speed. You think 5 meters per second. Okay, so now here as it is moving, if the force is, it is moving in a uniform motion, it is moving, and as the force is applied by a crane, okay, suppose you think the crane has pushed it by applying the force from backwards. So what happens? Suddenly the speed of the ball and the speed of the car, it raises and it moves in a sudden speed. Okay, now here you can observe the speed has been increased, okay, and it moves further. This we can give the example in the ball also. Now there is a ball. Here the ball, I made it to, first I applied a little force. When I applied little force, it moves slowly to certain distance. When I apply the same ball, when I apply more force, now here what happens? The speed of, first when I am applying the force, the speed of my, okay, the speed is very little. When I apply with a little speed, it moves little forward. When I apply with the more force, when I apply the speed of the ball, it moves to farther distance. So here the speed of the ball, okay, here the speed is increased. The speed of the ball is increased by applying the force. So the fifth effect of force is, what is the effect of force? Change in speed of an object. So these are the 5 effects of force children. This you will be learning in detail in the higher classes. The effects of force in detail. The produce motion, change the direction of the motion, stop motion, change in shape and size of an object, change in speed of an object. So in 6th standard you are going to learn only the introductory part of the force and the effects of force. When you go to higher classes you will be learning it in detailed manner. Okay, I think everyone have understood the effects of force. Okay, so now we have completed our chapter, children. Yes, I think everyone have understood clearly. Okay, this is the measurement and motion lesson has been completed, children. Thank you.